This is SMNI News Channel. Truth that matters.
In the headlines, first, America seizes a crude oil tanker of Venezuela as tensions rise. President Donald Trump confirms the operation, linking it to efforts to block sanctioned shipments. Meanwhile, Trump questions Ukraine's stalled elections and urges President Zelensky to be realistic, even as the conflict continues to claim lives every month. In Europe, Germany Chancellor Merz pushes back after Trump warns that Europe is destroying itself through mass migration, saying Germany has already changed course. Turning to Asia, fighting between Cambodia and Thailand escalates sharply, uprooting hundreds of thousands and putting new pressure on a fragile ceasefire. In the Philippines, President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. cancels the passport of former lawmaker Zaldy Co amid ongoing legal inquiries. Also in Manila, a former senator personally files his defense at the Department of Justice over alleged ghost flood control projects in Bulacan. And in sports, the Oklahoma City Thunder charged into the NBA Cup semifinals after crushing the Phoenix Suns, extending their winning streak to 16.
Madalas ka bang napapasobra sa pag-scroll sa phone mo kahit puro masasamang balita ang nakikita mo? Isipin mo ito. Nakahiga ka na sa kama, nagche-check lang ng phone bago matulog. Tapos, hindi mo na malayan, ilang oras ka na palang nagbabasa at nanonood ng mga balita tungkol sa digmaan, sakuna, politika, at lahat ng masasamang nangyayari sa mundo. Nakakaramdam ka na ng kaba at pagod, pero tuloy mo pa rin ang scroll mo. Ang tawag dyan ay doom scrolling. Ito ang habit ng paulit-ulit na pagtingin sa mga negatibo o nakaka-depress na content tulad ng digmaan, krimen o problema sa mundo. Nakaka-stress pero hindi mo pa rin mapigilan. Ayon sa isang pag-aaral ng Texas Tech University, ang sobrang konsumo ng masasamang balita ay nauugnay sa pagtaas ng stress, anxiety at pisikal na sintomas gaya ng pagkapagod at sakit ng ulo. Ayon naman sa Harvard Health, ang doom scrolling ay nagpapataas ng fight or flight hormones tulad ng cortisol at adrenaline na nakakapagpabigat ng isip at katawan. Nakakaapekto ito sa iyong mood, tulog at maging sa mental at physical health mo. At kapag naman puro memes at random na content ang pinapanood mo ng sunod-sunod hanggang sa mawalan ka na ng gana na mag-isip at gumawa ng iba pang gawain, ang tawag naman dyan ay brain rot. Sa Gen Z at tinatawag na internet culture, ang brain rot ay overconsumption o sobrang tagal na panonood ng paulit-ulit, mababaw, magulo o walang saysay na content online hanggang sa parang manhid na ang utak mo. Kapag nasobrahan, syempre, nakakasama. Nawawalan ka na ng focus, nawawala ang motivation, hirap mag-isip ng malalim, parang lutang o foggy ang utak. Masaya sa simula, pero kapag sobra, napapagod ang isip mo. Nahihirapang mag-concentrate at parang lutang. Mas delikado pa ito sa mga bata dahil ang utak nila ay nasa proseso pa ng pag-develop. Kaya mas malakas ang epekto ng doom scrolling at brain rot sa kanila. Maaaring makaapekto sa pag-aaral, pag-iisip at pakikitungo sa iba. Ang higit sa 4 na oras ng screen time araw-araw sa mga kabataan ay konektado sa 35 to 88% na mas mataas na posibilidad ng depresyon, anxiety at stress. Base ito sa isang malawakang pag-aaral sa Brazil. Kaya, maging balanse. Magpahinga sa screen. Magbasa. makipagkwentuhan, magdasal, maging present lagi. Alagaan ang iyong isipan. Kung anong itinatanim sa isipan mo, yun ang lalago. Sa kabila ng mga mas modernong kaalaman at teknolohiya, nananatiling matindi ang banta ng HIV sa Pilipinas. Pero gaano nga ba kalala ang sitwasyon? Ang HIV o Human Immunodeficiency Virus ay isang sakit na sumisira sa immune system ng katawan. Ngunit tandaan, hindi ito nakukuha sa simpleng pakikisalamuha. Hindi mo agad mararamdaman, pero unti-unti nitong pinapahina ang katawan. At kapag hindi naagapan, humahantong ito sa AIDS, ang huling yugto na impeksyon, kung saan halos wala ng panlaban ng katawan laban sa sakit. Patuloy na dumadami ang kaso ng sakit na ito sa Pilipinas. Isang nakababahalang pagtaas. Umabot na sa 500% ang itinaas ng HIV cases sa mga kabataang edad 15 hanggang 25. Ayon mismo sa Department of Health, 56 na bagong kaso ang naitatala kada araw sa bansa mula Enero hanggang Marso 2025. At ang pinakamatinding apektado, ang kalalakihan at kabataang Pilipino. Dahil dito, ang Pilipinas na ngayon ang may pinakamataas na bilang ng bagong kaso ng HIV sa buong Western Pacific region. Isang indikasyon ng lumulubhang sitwasyon. Kaya nananawagan ng Department of Health gawing opisyal at urgent ang laban sa HIV sa pamamagitan ng isang Public Health Emergency Declaration. Kalalakihan ng pangunahing apektado. 95% ng bagong kaso ay lalaki. Mahigit 1/4 ay kabataang nasa edad 15 hanggang 24. Habang wala pang deklarasyon, patuloy ang DOH sa mga sumusunod na hakbang: HIV testing, libreng gamot, self-test kits, at pakikipagtulungan sa DepEd para sa edukasyon sa mga paaralan. Isinulong rin ng DOH ang online patient appointment system para sa HIV patients. Layunin nitong gawing mas madali at mas personal ang pag-access sa libreng gamutan at konsultasyon ayon sa schedule ng pasyente. Ang HIV ay hindi tulad ng flu. Hindi ito basta naipapasa sa hangin. Ito ay naipapasa sa pamamagitan ng personal na desisyon. Kailangan din nating pagtuunan ng pansin ang ugali, disiplina, at personal na responsibilidad. Isang paalala mula sa SMNI.
America sees an oil tanker as tensions continue to escalate. U.S. authorities released footage showing the seizure of a crude oil tanker off the coast of Venezuela on Wednesday, as President Donald Trump confirmed the operation and linked it to ongoing efforts to block sanctioned oil shipments. More on this from Jean Cognita.
America has taken control of its oil tanker off the coast of Venezuela. U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi posted the operation footage on social media, saying the oil tanker had been used to transport sanctioned oil from Venezuela and Iran. Bondi said the FBI, Homeland Security Investigations, and the U.S. Coast Guard carried out the seizure with support from the Department of War. The vessel had been under U.S. sanctions for years due to its alleged role in an illicit oil network supporting foreign terrorist organizations. She added that the seizure was conducted safely and that investigations into sanctioned oil transport are ongoing. In Washington, Trump called it a very good reason and suggested the U.S. intends to keep the oil.
Well, thank you very much. It's been an interesting day from the standpoint of news. As you probably know, we've just seized a tanker on the coast of Venezuela, a large tanker, very large. Largest one ever seized, actually. And other things are happening, so you'll be seeing that later, and you'll be talking about that later with some other people.
The announcement comes amid heightened U.S. military activity and recent deadly strikes on boats the U.S. has labeled as Venezuelan narco vessels. Caracas has denied involvement in drug trafficking and accused Washington of pursuing imperialism and regime change. This has been Jane Cognita, your Global Citizen correspondent, reporting for Newsline World.
Trump insists the United States is not directly funding Ukraine, questions the country's delayed elections, and urges its Zelensky's to be realistic as the conflict continues to claim thousands of lives each month, according to his remarks during a White House briefing. Joy Tabanao will give us the details.
U.S. President Donald Trump has revealed new details about his recent conversations with the European leaders regarding the ongoing war in Ukraine. According to Trump, he spoke with the leaders of France, Germany, and the United Kingdom to discuss the situation in very strong terms. Trump said they are waiting for answers from their European counterparts before moving forward with any decisions. He emphasized that the United States is not directly financing Ukraine, but instead selling weapons to NATO, which then distributes them to its members, including Ukraine.
We're not spending any money in Ukraine. We're selling basically missiles and everything else to NATO, and NATO is paying us, and then they distribute it to who they want. I guess they're mostly distributing to Ukraine, but we're not spending money.
Trump also hinted at internal disagreements regarding certain issues, saying they want clarity before agreeing to a proposed meeting in Europe this weekend, one that would include Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky.
They would like us to go to a meeting over the weekend in Europe, and we'll make a determination depending on what they come back with. We don't want to be wasting time.
When asked about his recent comments suggesting it's time for Zelensky to start accepting things, Trump said the Ukrainian leader must be more realistic. He cited public opinion in Ukraine and concerns about delayed elections.
I think he has to be realistic, and I do wonder about, how long is it going to be till they have an election? It's a democracy. It's a long time. They haven't had an election in a long time.
Trump reiterated that the war should never have started and insisted it can be settled, but that both sides must be willing to negotiate.
It's a war that would have never started. If I were president, would have never started. It's a war that should never have started, but we'll have it figured out, I think, within a pretty short time.
For now, the U.S. is awaiting responses from European leaders and Zelensky before deciding whether the meeting will take place this weekend. Joy Tabanao, your citizen correspondent reporting for Newsline World.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is rejecting what he calls outside pressure from allies, including Washington, over holding elections during wartime. The comments come after U.S. President Donald Trump accused him of using the war to delay a national vote. Paul Montebon tells us more.
Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky said Ukraine does not need additional political pressure from its partners as it weighs the legal and security challenges of holding elections under martial law.
Якщо партнери, в тому числі ключовий наш партнер в Вашингтоні, якщо партнери говорять так багато і так конкретно про вибори в Україні, про вибори в умовах правового режиму воєнного стану, то ми маємо дати українські законні відповіді на кожне питання і на кожен сумнів. Це непросто, але тиск щодо цього нам точно не потрібен.
This followed what he described as the first working group meeting between Kyiv and Washington focused on post-war economic recovery and reconstruction. Zelensky said Ukraine is drafting two major documents on security and rebuilding derived from U.S.-backed 20-point peace framework. He noted that Europe will also have a major role in reconstruction with a new round of bilateral talks set to begin next week.
Будемо наступного тижня координуватись з Європою і в двосторонніх форматах. Україна працює швидко, кожен візит, кожні наші перемовини завжди мають практичний результат для, передусім, нашої оборони, для
Zelensky also mentioned a new sanctions package in Europe targeting Russian oil transport, including tankers and wider infrastructure, and highlighted what he called Moscow's deepening economic dependence on Beijing. His remarks come as diplomatic moves intensify. Washington continues to push a U.S. peace proposal, while European partners circulate their own rival document aimed at ending the war. Reporting for Newsline World, this has been Paul Montemon, SMNI News.
In the Philippines, President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. cancels the passport of former lawmaker Zaldy Co amid ongoing legal inquiries. Also in Manila, a former senator personally files his defense at the Department of Justice over alleged ghost flood control projects in Bulacan. More news when Newsline World returns.
Sa panahon ng tag-ulan, hindi lang baha at ulan ang dapat bantayan, kundi pati na rin mga sakit na pwedeng makahawa. At dahil ngayon ay rainy season, nagbabala ang Department of Health laban sa tinatawag na wild diseases. 4 na klase ng sakit na karaniwang nakukuha ng tao tuwing maulan. Ito ang W o waterborne diseases, gaya ng pagdudumi o gastroenteritis. I o influenza-like illnesses, gaya ng sipon, ubo at lagnat. L o leptospirosis, na maaaring makuha mula sa ihi ng mga daga sa baha. At D o dengue, na dala ng mga lamok. Kapag baha, mas mabilis kumalat ang mikrobyo. Kaya't ugaliin ang paghuhugas ng kamay at agad maligo matapos lumusong sa baha. Ano ang dapat gawin para maiwasan ang wild diseases? Tumutok sa weather updates. Magsuot ng kapote at bota. Siguraduhing malinis ang iniinom na tubig. Agad kumonsulta sa health center kung may nararamdamang sintomas. Mainam din gawin ang 40 o ang taob, taktak, tuyo at takip para maiwasan ang dengue sa bahay at komunidad. Maglinis, magmasid, mag-ingat. Labanan ang wild diseases ngayong tag-ulan. Ang paalalang ito ay hatid sa inyo ng SMNI.
Ikaw ba ay namomroblema sa taas ng electric bill buwan-buwan? Huwag mag-alala, narito ang ilang paraan upang makatipid sa kuryente. Patayin ang mga ilaw at appliances kapag hindi ginagamit. Sa halip ay gumamit ng natural na liwanag upang makatipid sa kuryente. Tanggalin sa saksakan ang mga appliances kung hindi ginagamit. Iwasan ang paggamit ng maraming appliances ng sabay-sabay. Gumamit ng LED bulbs. Ito ay mas tipid sa kuryente kumpara sa mga incandescent at fluorescent bulbs. Regular na linisin ang mga appliances tulad ng electric fan, aircon vents at refrigerator. Magkaroon ng takdang araw sa isang linggo sa pamamalansya at paglalaba. Gumamit ng energy-efficient appliances. Tandaan, maging wais sa paggamit ng kuryente upang makatipid para mas gumaan ang buhay. Ang paalalang ito ay hatid sa inyo ng SMNI.
Maging alerto at handa tuwing may bagyo. Upang manatiling ligtas, narito ang ilang mahahalagang paalala. Manatili sa loob ng bahay. Iwasan ang paglabas, lalo na kung malakas ang ulan at hangin. Mag-imbak ng pagkain at malinis na tubig. Maghanda ng emergency kit. Manatiling updated sa lagay ng panahon. Maghanda ng mga flashlight at extra baterya. Panatilihing fully charged ang iyong cellphone. I-secure ang mahahalagang dokumento sa waterproof na lalagyan. Patayin ang kuryente, gas at tubig kung may banta ng pagbaha. Alamin ang iyong local emergency hotlines. Putulin o tapyasan ang mga sanga ng puno na maaaring mabuwal sa malakas na ulan at hangin. Lumikas agad kung inabisuhan ng mga otoridad. Maging ligtas at maging handa sa panahon ng kalamidad. Ang paalalang ito ay hatid sa inyo ng SMNI.
Back in the news, President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. has announced the cancellation of the passport of former Ako Bicol Representative Zaldy Co. Here's the report from Hannah Jane Sancho.
The passport of former Ako Bicol Representative Zaldy Co has been cancelled. This was announced by President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. in a video message on Wednesday. According to the President, the cancellation of Co's passport is part of efforts to support the ongoing investigation into large-scale corruption involving the country's flood control projects.
May babalita ko po sa inyo na ang passport po ni Zaldy Co ay kanselado na. Kaya in-instructionan ko na ang Department of Foreign Affairs, pati ang PNP, na makipag-ugnayan sa ating mga embassy sa iba't ibang bansa para tiyakin na hindi maaring magtago itong ating hinahabol na magtago doon sa kanilang bansa. At kung sakali man ay siya'y pupunta ron, ay i-report sa atin para naman ay maibalik natin siya dito sa Pilipinas.
President Marcos added that he has directed the Department of Foreign Affairs and the Philippine National Police to coordinate with embassies in various countries to ensure that Co cannot evade authorities. Embassies have also been instructed to immediately report to the Philippines if Co attempts to hide in their jurisdiction, ensuring his prompt return to the country. Co is among those charged in connection with the flood control scam. Interior Secretary John Vic Remulla earlier disclosed that Co may currently be in Portugal. Meanwhile, Zaldy Co's legal counsel, Attorney Roy Rondain, revealed that they have just received the Ombudsman's motion to cancel his client's passport and still have 5 days to submit their opposition. Because of this, Attorney Rondain believes that his client's passport has not yet been officially cancelled. Meanwhile, President Marcos maintains that his administration is taking firm steps to address corruption, citing the surrender of Sara Diskaya, one of the key players in the flood control scam. However, many Filipinos disagree with the arrest and turnover of former President Rodrigo Duterte to the International Criminal Court based on a May 2025 Pulse Asia survey, showing that more than half of respondents express opposition. For God and my beloved country, the Philippines, this has been Hannah Jane Sancho, SM9 News.
Former Senator Bong Revilla personally filed his defense with the Department of Justice regarding allegations that he was involved in the ghost flood control projects in Bulacan. According to the former senator's spokesperson, addition to a counter affidavit, Revilla also submitted evidence intended to prove that the accusations against him in the flood control scandal are unfounded. He expressed hope that the DOJ will conduct a fair hearing and investigation. Let's listen to Revilla's full statement.
Nagpunta rito si Mr. Bong Revilla upang ihain ang kanyang tugon sa reklamang isinampa sa kanya na di umano'y paglabag ng RA 3019 or the Anti-Graft and Corrupt Practices Act. Wala pong ibang reklamo laban kay Mr. Revilla sa DOJ ngayon. Maliban sa kanyang counter-affidavit ay nagsumite si Mr. Revilla ng mga ebidensya na magpapatunay na lahat ng nilalaman ng mga aligasyon, akusasyon at reklamo laban sa kanya ay pawang kasinungalingan at kasinungalingan lamang. Umaasa si Mr. Revilla na magiging patas ang Department of Justice at titignan niya ang ebidensya at hindi na paaabutin ang reklamong ito sa korte. With that, we will make no further statements and we will let the legal process take its course and that will be all. Thank you.
Yung anong evidence mo baka pwedeng may mapakita?
We have no further statements at this time. Thank you.
7 police officers in Caloocan have been removed from service after an illegal arrest that spiraled into tragedy, ending with the death of the detainee's child. Paul Montibon will give us the details.
The National Police Commission has dismissed 7 Caloocan City police officers for grave misconduct, grave dishonesty, incompetence, oppression, and conduct unbecoming a police officer. According to NAPOLCOM, the officers unlawfully arrested Jason De La Rosa, accusing him of playing Cara-E Cruz, a prohibited street gambling game. While Jason was detained, his son Dion Angelo De La Rosa, an altar boy, waded through flood waters searching for his father. Days later, the Dion Angelo died of leptospirosis in 2024. NAPOLCOM condemned the officer's action, calling the case a stark example of use of power and a violation of due process and human rights. Among the dismissed cops are Police Captain Romel Taburog, Police Lieutenant Jeffrey Aganos, Police Master Sergeant Ryan Candelario, Police Staff Sergeant Stephen Somlani, Police Staff Sergeant Darwin Injonko, Police Corporal Marvin Rizumadero, Police Staff Sergeant Rodolfo King Bautista. NAPOLCOM says the ruling is a step toward justice for the victims and toward restoring public confidence in the Philippine National Police. For God and my beloved country, the Philippines, reporting for Newsline World, this has been Paul Montebon, SMNI News.
The Philippine military's 4th Infantry Division has once again made headway against the communist terrorist group CPP-NPA-NDF after tracing and raiding a weapons storage site in the province of Bukidnon. Almar Forsuelo reports.
The operation was carried out after a former New People's Army member provided information to authorities. Units from the 1st Special Forces Battalion, the 20th Infantry Battalion, and the 4th ID Intelligence Teams immediately proceeded to the mountainous area of San Luis, Malitbog, Bukidnon. There, soldiers recovered 2 CZ-858 rifles, 1 M16A1 rifle, 10 7.62mm 30-round magazines, and 1 5.56mm 30-round magazine. The informant was identified as Hermie Kabusog Hilogon, alias Rayboy or alias Baren, who earlier surrendered to the 1st Special Forces Battalion. Brigadier General Sigfrid Tubalado, commander of the 43rd Infantry Brigade, commended the joint military units for the successful operation, saying it demonstrates the Army's commitment to protecting local communities from remaining communist insurgents. He added that the Army will continue pursuing the remaining rebels while supporting those who choose to surrender. For God and my beloved Philippines, Almar Forsuelo, SMNI News.
When we return, in Europe, Germany Chancellor Merz pushes back after Trump warns that Europe is destroying itself through mass migration, saying Germany has already changed course. Back to Asia. Fighting between Cambodia and Thailand escalates sharply, uprooting hundreds of thousands and putting new pressure on a fragile ceasefire. More news after the break.
Isang pindot lang, pwede kang maka-jackpot. Mukhang masaya at easy money lang. Sa murang halaga, pwede ka na tumaya sa online gambling at e-casino apps. Mayroong sabong, slot machines, mahjong, poker at iba pa. Kailangan mo lang ng smartphone, e-wallet at internet. Pero ang aliw na ito, unti-unting nagiging bitag para sa mga Pilipino. Lalo na kung ang paborito mong artista o influencer ang mukha ng app. Mas madaling makaengganyo, diba? Parang safe naman kasi may kilalang mukha. Pero sa likod ng ngiti, sugal pa rin ang itinutulak. At syempre, mas madali ring itago ang pagkalulong sa bisyong ito. Walang pisikal na kasino o pasugalan, walang kaharap, walang accountability, kaya't mas lumalala ang adiksyon. Dagdag pa rito, maraming online gambling apps at walang regulasyon. Sa likod ng mga makukulay na interface at papremyo, nakatago ang problemang bumabalot ngayon sa bansa. Ang pagkalulong ng maraming Pilipino sa online gambling. Pwede maglaro kahit saan, kahit kailan, kahit sino, bata man o matanda, pwedeng malulong. Ayon sa mga eksperto, ang pagkakalulong sa online gambling ay nagdudulot ng matinding stress at anxiety, pagkakabaon sa utang, pagkawasak ng pamilya, pagkawala ng tiwala sa sarili. At tulad ng ibang bisyo, may mga senyales ito tulad ng hindi makapagpigil kahit walang pera, palihim na tumataya, pagpapabaya sa trabaho, pamilya o sarili. Sa bawat taya, may mga taong tunay na kumikita, mga malalaking negosyante at investors na negosyo ang bisyo ng masa. Para sa kanila, perang pumapasok lang ito, pero para sa ordinaryong Pilipino, kabuhayan at relasyon ang nauubos. At ang masakit, tila matagal itong nahayaan. Hindi ito naging prioridad ng mga nakaupo sa taas hanggang sa sobrang lumala at halos naapektuhan na ang buong komunidad. Ngayon, sa dami ng nalulung at sa laki ng pinsalang naidulot, saka palalong umugong ang mga panukalang batas para higpitan ng online gambling, gaya ng pagbabawal sa paggamit ng e-wallets para tumaya, pagtaas ng minimum bet, mas mahigpit na identity verification, pag-block ng mga illegal na gambling sites, at bawasan o ipagbawal ang mga ads na target ang kabataan. Maaari itong magmukhang laro lang, pero sa katotohanan, isa itong sugal sa kinabukasan. Ang kita na dapat sa mga pangunahing pangangailangan o ipon na uubos sa sugal. At sa mundo ng online gambling, mas madali kang matalo kaysa manalo. Huwag hayaang sugal ang magdikta sa iyong buhay. Isang paalala mula sa SM9.
Pasasaan pa ang kalayaan kung ang mga alipin ngayon ay sila din naman mang-aalipin bukas.
Ibigin mo ang iyong bayan ng sunod kay Bathala, sa iyong kapurihan at higit sa lahat sa iyong sarili.
Hindi natin mapapalaya ang ating mga sarili maliban kung sumunong tayo na nagkakaisa sa iisang hangarin.
Ang tunay na makabayan ay ang tumutupad ng pagpapabuti ng kanyang mga kapwa, gaano man kaaba ang kanyang katungkulan. Naway magsilbing paalala ang kanilang mga salita upang lalo nating mahalin at tapat na paglingkuran ang minamahal nating inang bayan.
Kanang inyong mga cellphone, pagbantay mo sa inyong mga isultihan na mo sa una. Pornography is a spiritual adultery. Kanang pornography, labaw pa na sa shabu. Magdaot imong uto ka na, labi na kung ikaw niya ka sa kingdom ministry, paingon taglangit, mo na imong kalaban. Because it will destroy everything that was implanted to you spiritually that will let you go to heaven. Pornography is the number one missile of the enemy that will destroy you and your soul to hell. Ayaw jud mo pagtanaw pornography, babaeng lalaki sa inyo. What is dangerous now with cell phones? You can go into the privacy of your room and look at your cell phone without anyone. Only God knows what are you looking at. And mostly, people go to the dark side of the door going to destruction to hell. And that is pornography. It destroys the mind. It destroys the soul. It destroys your spirit. In the spiritual, you don't have to have a doll in order to become a witch. When you psychologically hurt someone, you are a witch. You know how a witch is hurt spiritually? A cold shoulder, mental abuse, physical abuse is witchcraft. Soul winners are not like that. Soul winners are winning souls through love, peace and joy, meekness, gentleness, goodness, kindness. Whether you are on the first, second, or third level of spiritual growth, we are all participating in the same body. We have a care for everyone in the body. Whether you are part of the feet, which is the lowest of all, whether you are in the hand, or whether what part you are, one to another, there is participation of love. That's why Jesus Christ said, love one another, that the world may know you are my disciples.
In 2005, Pastor Apollo C. Kibuloy founded the Sunshine Philippines movement. A mission rooted in love for nature and nation. It began as an environmental and humanitarian initiative to reforest Mount Apo, once barren, now a thriving and beautiful place. Through his initiative, thousands of trees have been planted across the Philippines, bringing life and hope to communities. His advocacy, One Tree, One Nation, is also a movement that calls for unity in preserving the environment. Because every tree planted is a step towards unity, healing, and a greater future. Join One Tree, One Nation.
Ikaw ba ay namomroblema sa taas ng electric bill buwan-buwan? Huwag mag-alala, narito ang ilang paraan upang makatipid sa kuryente. Patayin ang mga ilaw at appliances kapag hindi ginagamit. Sa halip ay gumamit ng natural na liwanag upang makatipid sa kuryente. Tanggalin sa saksakan ang mga appliances kung hindi ginagamit. Iwasan ang paggamit ng maraming appliances ng sabay-sabay. Gumamit ng LED bulbs. Ito ay mas tipid sa kuryente kumpara sa mga incandescent at fluorescent bulbs. Regular na linisin ang mga appliances tulad ng electric fan, aircon vents at refrigerator. Magkaroon ng takdang araw sa isang linggo sa pamamalansya at paglalaba. Gumamit ng energy-efficient appliances. Tandaan, maging wais sa paggamit ng kuryente upang makatipid para mas gumaan ang buhay. Ang paalalang ito ay hatid sa inyo ng SMNI.
Germany's Chancellor Merz pushing back after U.S. President Donald Trump warned that Europe is destroying itself through mass migration. Merz said Germany has already shifted course and that he's told Trump so repeatedly. According to Merz, that shift has already produced results, claiming the number of asylum seekers entering Germany has been roughly halved. He said the figures show a clear course correction in an area that has heavily burdened the country in recent years.
Ich habe bei meiner ersten Begegnung und auch später wiederholt dem amerikanischen Präsidenten gesagt, dass wir in Deutschland eine neue Politik in der Einwanderung und im Asylrecht machen. Ich werde ihm bei nächster Gelegenheit, wenn wir uns sehen, auch sagen, dass wir damit großen Erfolg haben, dass wir die Asylbewerberzahlen in Deutschland in etwa halbieren konnten. Und ich vermute mal, dass das auch von ihm anerkannt wird, dass wir eine Kurskorrektur vorgenommen haben in dem Bereich, der uns in der Tat in Deutschland erheblich
The comments come after Trump's latest criticism of Europe's migration approach, made alongside the rollout of his revised U.S. national security strategy. In a political interview, Trump described Europe as weak, decaying, and claiming it was destroying itself through immigration. The document warned of what it called EU censorship and civilizational erasure tied to mass migration. Earlier this week, Merz also said Europe doesn't need Americans to save democracy. Fighting that erupted between Cambodia and Thailand just days ago has escalated sharply, pushing hundreds of thousands of people from their homes and straining a fragile foreign brokered ceasefire. Let's hear the latest updates from Jane Cudnita.
Clashes have intensified across the Thailand-Cambodian border, driving families from villages in Pursat province into makeshift camps. Rows of tents now fill open fields as displaced residents gather supplies, organize belongings, and prepare to shelter indefinitely. Local officials report that this is the third wave of internal displacement in Vil Veng district since hostilities resumed. Communities continue to flee with whatever they can carry as shelling and drone activity inch closer to populated areas. Thailand retaliated with new airstrikes on Cambodian military positions in the disputed zone, following claims that Cambodian troops fired first earlier this week. Both sides accuse each other of violating the US and Malaysia brokered ceasefire reached in July. At least one Thai soldier and 4 Cambodian civilians have been confirmed dead, with casualty numbers expected to rise as fighting spreads. Early estimates suggest more than 500,000 people have now been displaced on both sides of the frontier. In Thailand's Buriram province, villages near the border have begun to empty. Border police have issued urgent evacuation orders going door to direct residents to transport hubs and assembly points. Loudspeakers continue to warn civilians of incoming fire. Explosions were reported throughout the early morning, with residents describing powerful blasts and ground vibrations. Businesses have shattered, and military police have secured access points as vehicles stream out of high-risk zones. Thai officials say more than 400,000 civilians have been forced to evacuate from border communities. The Foreign Ministry has also urged Thai nationals in Cambodia to consider leaving the country while tensions remain high. Letters of protest have been sent to Cambodia, the UN Secretary General, and the UN Security Council, with Thailand insisting that diplomatic talks will only resume once trust is restored and ceasefire commitments are observed.
We have already issued 2 formal letters of protest to Cambodia, calling on Cambodia to cease its violation of Thailand's sovereignty and territorial integrity, to accept full responsibility for the incident and demonstrate good faith and sincerity by immediately ceasing all provocative actions. But our ambassador and permanent representative of of Thailand to the United Nations in New York, submitted letters to the United Nations Secretary General and the President of the United Nations Security Council to inform about Cambodia's violation of Thailand's sovereignty and territorial integrity following its indiscriminate attacks that forced over 400,000 civilians to evacuate urgently. The letters also highlight the necessity for Thailand to conduct military operations in self-defense to protect our sovereignty and territorial integrity.
With fresh exchanges of fire reported and evacuations continuing, the border remains highly volatile. Authorities on both sides warn that conditions could deteriorate further unless hostilities cease and negotiations restart. Cambodia also pulled out all of its athletes from the 33rd Southeast Asian Games. This has been Jane Cogniter, Global Citizen Correspondent, reporting for Newsline World.
Thousands of Bulgarians gathered outside the parliament in Sofia on Wednesday night, denouncing corruption in the government and expressing outrage over the upcoming 2026 budget. Crowds of mostly young protesters filled the streets around the National Assembly, waving Bulgarians' flags and holding placards as they chanted for the government to resign. Transparency International's 2024 Corruption Perceptions Index ranked Bulgaria 76 out of 180 countries, 2 spots lower than the previous year. Public anger has been building for weeks, with critics accusing Prime Minister Rosen Delyazkov of rushing the 2026 budget, fueling demonstrations that have continued since November. Police monitored the rally closely, checking bags as groups marched through central Sofia. Many protesters, like the students, said they have grown up seeing corruption normalized in the public institutions. Some also expressed fears that little has changed in the 35 years since Bulgaria transitioned from communism.
Well, the budget essentially is one of the same. If you look at most of the things that were removed, the other things that were added, it doesn't change the fundamental picture that the government is funding its own organs that are their main idea is to suppress journalism, to suppress students, to suppress protests, and we believe that unless the government is brought down, there won't be any significant change.
I grew up in this situation where corruption is a normal thing. I think that the people are now pissed and they would like to make a change. I think going to protest is better than doing nothing.
Zelyazkov's administration is now facing a 6 no-confidence vote, an unprecedented challenge for a government less than a year in office. Many who returned from abroad said they had hoped the country was improving but now feeling disillusioned. Others called for accountability and better leadership as Bulgaria prepares for political tests ahead. Protesters say they will keep marching until they see concrete reforms and a shift in the country's political culture. The camp of actress Gretchen Barreto has expressed gratitude after the Department of Justice cleared her in connection with the missing Sabongeros case. Meanwhile, the camp of businessman Atong Ang is calling the DOJ's findings flawed and unfair and is preparing an appeal to overturn the agency's resolution. More details from Margaret Gonzalez.
The legal team of gaming tycoon Atong Ang says it may file a motion for reconsideration as early as next week to challenge the Department of Justice resolution on the missing cockfighters case. In its ruling, the DOJ recommended filing charges of kidnapping with homicide and kidnapping with serious illegal detention against Ang and more than 20 others. But Ang's camp insists the investigation was defective and biased, saying the DOJ relied heavily on the statements of Zuli Patidongan, the former head of security at the Manila Arena, which owned by Ang. According to Ang's lawyer, Attorney Gabriel Villarreal, they are finalizing the appeal and hope prosecutors will reconsider the evidence they submitted.
Yung mismong resolution kasi, Margot, walang
pinagbasihan nila, lahat yung salita lamang ni Julie Patidongan, wala namang basihan sa ebidensya yon. Lahat yun, sabi-sabi lang ni Julie Patidongan. Tapos yung mga ebidensya namin na ipinasok sa kanila at ipinasok mo araw sa CIDG, hindi naman namin nakitang kinonsidera doon sa resolution.
The lawyer also claims Ang has long been singled out in the investigation, pointing out that the Patidongan brothers were cleared in resolution despite what he describes as the clear involvement in the disappearance of the Sabongeros. In their upcoming motion, Ang's camp will push for the investigation to be returned to the PNP CIDG and for the Patidongan brothers to be included among those to be investigated.
Doon mismo sa mga final na pinabit, umamin yung mga Patidongan sa makalokohan nila at yung mga ebidensya talaga namang napakarami na nagtuturo na si Julie Patidongan ang bumigpit ng tao na dinukot sa Manila Arena. May video na siyang may hawak-hawak ng tao, pinusasan niya.
Meanwhile, the camp of actress Gracian Barreto thanked the DOJ for clearing her of complaints due to lack of merit. Her lawyers said the accusations had no basis and were rooted in a speculation. Barreto also extended her gratitude to those who supported her throughout the case. Aside from Barreto, DOJ also cleared Ang's children as well as former NCRPO chief, Jonel Somo. For God and beloved Philippines, this is Margaret Gonzalez, SMNA News.
Meanwhile, in Bolivia, former President Luis Arce was taken into custody in La Paz on Wednesday by the Special Force to Fight Crime, accused of diverting state funds intended for indigenous and campesino projects. Arce was brought to FELCC headquarters, where journalists gathered as authorities began an initial interrogation. His detention comes amid renewed corruption probes launched by the past administration, including a reopened investigation into the now-defunct Fondiok Fund, which collapsed in 2015 after a $10 million embezzlement scandal. Arce is accused of directing public money to private accounts during his years as an economy minister, with prosecutors alleging several state-funded projects were never implemented.
No quiero anticiparme a ningún tipo de criterio, pero él es expresidente, le corresponde un juicio de responsabilidades, pero más allá de eso, como cualquier ciudadano, él no se ha escondido. En realidad, él siempre estuvo dispuesto a dar la cara y a responder ante cualquier investigación.
Arce was detained after finishing a university lecture, with supporters denouncing the move as politically motivated. Authorities say the inquiry will continue. Up next, the Oklahoma City Thunder charged into the NBA Cup semifinals after crushing the Phoenix Suns, extending their winning streak to 16. Don't go away, Newsline World will be back.
Maging alerto at handa tuwing may bagyo. Upang manatiling ligtas, narito ang ilang mahahalagang paalala. Manatili sa loob ng bahay. Iwasan ang paglabas, lalo na kung malakas ang ulan at hangin. Mag-imbak ng pagkain at malinis na tubig. Maghanda ng emergency kit. Manatiling updated sa lagay ng panahon. Maghanda ng mga flashlight at extra baterya. Panatilihing fully charged ang iyong cellphone. I-secure ang mahahalagang dokumento sa waterproof na lalagyan. Patayin ang kuryente, gas at tubig kung may banta ng pagbaha. Alamin ang iyong local emergency hotlines. Putulin o tapyasan ang mga sanga ng puno na maaaring mabuwal sa malakas na ulan at hangin. Lumikas agad kung inabisuhan ng mga otoridad. Maging ligtas at maging handa sa panahon ng kalamidad. Ang paalalang ito ay hatid sa inyo ng SMNI.
Sports news, Oklahoma City Thunder stormed into the NBA Cup semifinals after humiliating the Phoenix Suns with a dominant victory, their 16th straight win this season, while Philippine men's and women's golf squads opened their SEA Games campaign Thursday in Pattaya, aiming to break a medal drought and re-establish the country as a regional contender. Carlo De La Peña will give us the latest sports updates.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander powered the Thunder with 28 points as Oklahoma City improved to 24-1, matching the best 25-game start in league history. The reigning NBA champions overwhelmed Phoenix from the opening buzzer, exploding for 38 points in the first quarter and building a 74-48 halftime advantage before stretching the lead to as many as 53. Gilgeous-Alexander praised the team's execution, noting their sharp ball movement and decisive offensive rhythm that produced 22 made three-pointers. The Thunder star has now recorded 20 or more points in 96 consecutive games. Chet Holmgren added 24 points on a perfect 4 of 4 shooting from deep, along with 8 rebounds and 3 blocks. The game turned tense in the third quarter when Suns guard Grayson Allen was ejected after a hard body check on Holmgren. Phoenix will face either the Los Angeles Lakers or the San Antonio Spurs on Saturday for a chance to reach next week's final. Meanwhile, Oklahoma City, last year's runner-up, looks poised for another deep run as they chase an NBA Finals NBA Cup double. The Thunder's 24-1 start ties the mark set by the 2015-2016 Golden State Warriors, who went on to post a historic 73-9 record. Meanwhile, after a disappointing medal-less outing in Cambodia in 2023, both teams head into the 33rd Southeast Asian Games with renewed determination and strengthened rosters, intent on reclaiming their place among the region's top golfing nations. Leading the women's side is rising star Rian Maliksi, who continues to develop through elite international competition, including strong performances at the U.S. Girls Junior and the U.S. Women's Amateur. Supporting her are Grace Quintanilla and Junia Gabasa, whose consistency will be vital as the Filipinas take on a strong field led by Malaysian defending champion Jing Xuan. The men's contingent is likewise motivated to deliver a turnaround. Big-hitting Shinichi Suzuki fronts the team, with his length expected to be a key advantage on the challenging Siam Country Club layout. He is joined by Rolando Bragente Jr., Perry Bucay, and Chris Remata, forming a mix of emerging talent and experienced players hoping to erase last year's frustration. They will compete against rising regional contenders, including Vietnam's Lee Can Hong, who made history in Phnom Penh by earning Vietnam's first SEA Games golf gold, a clear signal of the sport's evolving competitive landscape. The 4-day tournament features individual and team events for both divisions. The women will follow a 3-to-play, 2-to-count format, while the men adopt a 4-to-play, 3-to-count setup, formats that test depth, precision, and consistency, areas the Philippines has worked to strengthen since its Cambodia setback. Driven by pride and the pursuit of redemption, the Filipino golfers aim to turn past disappointments into a successful return to the SEA Games podium. Reporting for Newsline World, this has been Carlo De La Peña bringing you the latest sports news.
Cinemas in Shanghai are rolling out a new kind of movie experience, pet-only screenings of Zootopia 2, where pets can watch the film alongside their owners. Joy Tabanao has the story.
In China, movie theaters are introducing a unique twist to the cinema experience. Special pet-only screenings where dogs can watch movies alongside their owners. One such event in Shanghai drew crowds of excited pet lovers and their furry companions.
我们这个初衷的话，就是说，因为我们本来就是做宠物旅游为主的嘛，然后的话，我们想就是说给狗狗体验不一样的那种，就是那种多样化的那些活动，就比如说我们可以带狗狗看电影啊。那现在的话，其实，在那个《疯狂动物城》这部电影其实还是蛮火的。那我们如果说可以带着我们的毛孩子一块儿的话，其实做这种专场活动的话是比较好玩的。
Pet owners and their dogs gathered at a Shanghai cinema for a special screening of Zootopia 2. with pets settling into seats and exploring the theater lobby before the show.
因为看到有这样一个活动，觉得特别有意思。然后前些天朋友提到《疯狂动物城》很好看，就趁着这次活动，所以想把狗狗一起带过来看这场电影。
Inside the theater, dogs and their owners play together, with some pets even arriving in costume for the movie outing. Dogs receive their own cinema tickets, and organizers required all pets to wear diapers provided by sponsors before entering.
所有的狗狗的话，进场之前都要穿上这个，就是由品牌提供的这个尿片嘛，就做一个文明的狗狗才能进到我们这个电影院里面。
Many dogs socialized throughout the event, while owners posted 4 photos and browsed pet merchandise on display, with Zootopia 2 topping the Chinese box office. Pet-friendly screenings like this are becoming increasingly popular in major cities, giving dog lovers a new way to enjoy a night out at the movies. Joy Debanao, your citizen correspondent reporting for Newsline World.
A unique flying Christmas train captivated residents of Ciudad Nueva in Tacna, Peru, as it lit up Jose Olaya Square into a magical holiday wonderland for families and children. The festive flying train glided over the Jose Olaya Square. The show filled the lights, music, games, and joyful performances drew hundreds of families eager to kick off the holiday season. Leading the celebration was Walter Cardoza Chura, mayor of Ciudad Nueva District, who dressed as Santa Claus and rode the decorative airborne train, delighting children and surprising the crowd. The mayor emphasized that the project was a community-driven effort, highlighting the collaboration and unity behind the annual tradition. The event is part of municipality's Christmas program, designed to offer residents a festive escape while celebrating local culture. Visitors enjoyed a complete holiday experience with a flying train display, traditional food stalls, and recreational zones created for all ages. One of the standout features this year was the Christmas tree made entirely from recycled materials, an initiative aligned with the municipality's environmental program. The eco-friendly tree not only impressed guests, but also symbolized sustainable creativity. With its blend of innovation, community participation, and festive cheer, the flying Christmas train has quickly become one of Ciudad Nueva's most beloved holiday traditions. For the thousands of Filipinos in Saudi Arabia who have long been separated from their families, coming home will soon be easier because starting March 1 next year, Cebu Pacific will open a direct Manila-Riyadh route. Valdivina Gracia reports.
Cebu Pacific has officially announced the launch of its direct service between Manila and Riyadh, offering more affordable and convenient travel for overseas Filipino workers and their families. According to the airline, Cebu Pacific will operate 4 flights a week. Manila-Riyadh flights will depart every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. Meanwhile, Riyadh-Manila flights will operate every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. The airline says the new route is a way to honor the significant contributions of OFWs to their families and the Philippine economy. Apart from flying direct, passengers may save up to 57% on round-trip fares compared with other travel options. Riyadh will become Cebu Pacific's 4th long-haul destination after Dubai in the UAE and Sydney and Melbourne in Australia. The route is also expected to give more Filipinos the opportunity to explore the growing cultural and modern attractions in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
Why Riyadh? And if we look back when we started our long-haul operation, what drove us to start our long-haul operation was the OFWs in Dubai. And because it is a significant OFW market for us, there is an opportunity for us also to serve that market.
The travel period covers March 1 to October 28, 2026, aligning with peak vacation and homecoming plans for many OFWs. From December 9 to 31, the airline is also offering discounts on SEB fare bundles, which include seat selection, meals, and baggage allowance. Passengers may use their travel funds to book both flights and add-ons, with payment options available through credit or debit cards and e-wallets. Cebu Pacific currently operates 37 domestic and 27 international destinations across Asia, Australia, and the Middle East. For reservations and details, passengers may visit cebupacificair.com. Reporting for Newsline World, this is Valdivina Gracia. SMNI.
Justin and Hailey Bieber were spotted enjoying a casual street food outing at a Tokyo fish market, sparking renewed headlines. Meanwhile, concerns have emerged for pop superstar Ariana Grande's well-being, as rumors say her family fears she may not be in a healthy place and is being urged to seek support. Blake Ann has all the showbuzz.
Justin and Hailey Bieber were spotted enjoying street food in Tokyo, sparkling headlines amid recent rumors. The couple, known for their high-profile relationship, appeared relaxed as they explored a local fish market in Japan's bustling capital. They sampled various street foods, embracing the local culinary culture. This outing comes shortly after rumors about the couple's potential marriage plans began circulating online, though neither Justin nor Hailey has confirmed the reports. Fans took to social media to express excitement at seeing the pair enjoying time together. While the Biebers have kept most of their private life away from cameras, public appearances like this offer a rare glimpse into their downtime, far from the usual red carpet and paparazzi frenzy. Whether it's sampling street delicacies or sparkling wedding rumors, Justin and Hailey continue to capture the public's attention. Concerns for pop superstar Ariana Grande's well-being have surfaced, as reports suggest her family fears she may not be in a healthy place. Ariana Grande, known worldwide for her powerful vocals and chart-topping hits, is reportedly facing personal challenges. Reports emerged that her family has expressed concerns about her physical and mental health. While details remain scarce, insiders suggest that her loved ones are urging her to seek support and take time for herself. The pop star has always been in the public eye, and managing fame alongside personal struggles has reportedly taken a toll. Fans and the entertainment community have rallied behind Grande, sending messages of love and support. Experts emphasize the importance of mental health awareness, especially for individuals under constant public scrutiny. And that's all for now. I'm Blake Ann, bringing you the latest showbiz.
And before we end, may be inspired with the words of the sun. The greatest love is when you are willing to live and die for a cause. And as we keep track of the countdown, there's only 14 days left before Christmas. And that's all for this edition of Newsline World. For God and my beloved country, the Philippines, I am Franco Baranda. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.
This is SMNI News Channel. Truth that matters.